Welcome to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast, your home for dirt track racing across the country, and just as important, right here in the Ohio Valley. This is Josh with the Dirt Court Jesters. In episode 13, we're going to talk about a cereal box, a soap box, and Atomic Speedway. I hope you guys are ready to get dirty. This week in dirt racing history, we're going back to May 4th, 2013 at I-96, where SOD and NRA sprints would battle. Ryan Rule and Ron Blair back and forth at the beginning of the A main. Ron Blair comes away with the victory. Ryan Rule in second, and Brett Mann would round out the podium. Shout out to High Vista Video. Check them out on YouTube. Was able to rewatch this race thanks to them. And that's this week in dirt racing history. Want to give a shout out to Victory Fuel. From Throttle Punch to Lucky Lemon, both flavors are dynamite. 12 packs and 4 packs, and even some cool merchandise as well. Go to drinkvictory.com and use the code Jesters10 at checkout to save. drinkvictory.com and use the code Jesters10 at checkout to save.
Acknowledge me.
Our race recap. Going back to Tuesday, April 23rd, high limit at Riverside International Speedway, the ditch. Speedy dry on the track. It happened. 2 fence repairs as well. Rough night there. Everybody was talking about it. Non-transfers from the B included Rico, Parker Price Miller, Justin Peck, and Zeb Wise. Each of these guys used a provisional. For the A, which started 28 cars, we talked about this a little bit in our talking points when it came to the high limit rulebook. Check that segment out if you haven't heard it yet. Corey Day would come away with the win. I don't know what else there is to say at this point, but Corey Day can drive a damn sprint car. Corey Day is your winner. Tanner Thorson in second. And Sunshine, Tyler Courtney rounds out the podium. Also, Tanner Thorson isn't looking too bad with the wing on that car. Moving to Friday, April 26th, Attica Raceway Park. They had 48 410s checked in, 32 305s, and 31 late models. Holy smokes. What a car count there, Attica. Awesome to see. And your 410 winner would be Skylar G, Brady Bacon in second, and Emerson Axum in third. 305s, Tyler Schulich would win, followed by Steve Rando and Jamie Miller in third. Late models, Rusty Schlenk would get the victory. Devin Shields in second, and Doug Drown in third. Arrowhead Speedway with the World of Outlaw late models was canceled. Georgetown Speedway in Delaware for Lucas Oil. Ricky Thornton Jr. comes away with the win. Devin Moran in second, and Garrett Alberson in third. I-75, USCS, and GLSS, night number 1. And Max Stamball comes away with the win. Dustin Daggett in second, and Phil Gressman in third. Knoxville was supposed to have the World of Outlaw sprint cars, and they were canceled for Friday night. Moeller Raceway was going to run some late models. They also canceled. Moves us to Saturday, April 27th. Eldora mods and stocks make up from the Dirt Track World Championship. 59 modifieds on hand, 28 stock cars on hand. And we had 2 big flips on 2 separate laps in heat number 1 for the modifieds. Nobody was hurt, but holy smokes did those cars tumble. Cars hopping a lot in 1 and 3. Appears like the holes are back in the track. I know they had tore up 3 at some point, I think it was last year, and patched it, and it seemed to help. But those 2 spots just were having a heck of a time. And like I said, cars were just hopping in those areas in the middle of the turn of 1 and 3. Blake Brown would win heat number 2 in the modified, and in his interview said he didn't like the track, and neither did the other drivers, so it was not very popular. And I noticed today prior to this recording that Jerry Bowersock had mentioned something of similar note, that he was not a fan of the track. It's not something that he's looking to race on at his age, so looks like there's some work that needs to get done there at Eldora before the World of Outlaws and USAC visit this coming week. Your feature winner for the modifieds and $10,000 richer was Ryan Thomas. Second place goes to Jonathan Taylor, and third would go to David Stremme. The stock car feature was before, and Jeremy Creech would get the win, and be $1,500 richer. Jeff Matheny in second, and Sean Valeni would round out the podium. Moving to Fremont Speedway, they had 31 410s and 31 305s signed in. Another good car count for a track up north. Attica and Fremont both had a great weekend as far as cars were concerned. However, the weather was not as conducive as they would like there in the Fremont area. Rain pushed the show back, but you know what? They got it in. AFCS 410 winner Cap Henry. Travis Philo would be second, and DJ Foose would round out the podium. In the 305s, you'd have John Ivey getting the checkered flag, and Tyler Schulich in second, followed by Jamie Miller in third. Moving to Atomic, in the Chad Hyatt Memorial IMCA 305 East Coast Nationals, 305 winner Chris Miller, second place Wyatt Justice, and third Owen Dim. Also had late models and modifieds on hand. Your late model winner Josh Rice, second place to RJ Conley, and third to Seth Daniels. Modifieds winner Dalton Cheney, second place Dustin Sword, and third to Landon Barker. I-75 USCS GLSS night number 2. Max Stanball does it again, back-to-back wins. Corbin Gurley in second, and Luke Hall would round out the podium. Moving over to Lawrenceburg Speedway for a regular show, 410 non-wing winner would be Jake Swanson, Nick Bilby in second, and Rylan Gray from 12th to 3rd. Way to get up on the wheel, Rylan Gray. Modified winner would be Matt Hamilton, Nicholas Bird in second, Anthony Cheney in third. Hagerstown for the Lucas Oil late models, that was canceled. 81 Speedway for the World of Outlaw late models, that was also canceled. Smoky Mountain Speedway, Hunt the Front late models, Ryan Gustin would get the win, leading from flag to flag. Dale McDowell in second, and Brandon Overton would round out the podium. Tyler County in West Virginia for Steel Block late models, Tyler Evans would get the win, Corey Delancey in second, and Brian Bumbarger would round out the podium. Also had late models on hand. Cole Perrine would get the victory, Jacob Hawkins would finish second, and Ryan Payne would finish in third. Knoxville was supposed to have World of Outlaw sprint cars for night number 2. That was canceled. Kokomo was pushed back to Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, both of those were canceled. Mudlick Valley, late models, 3,500 to win. Your winner would be Kenneth Howell. Zach Hill would finish second, and Derek Fisher in third. Muskingum County Speedway's opening night, April 27th. Fast 410 winner in the lane racing Islander and Blake's Hard Cider number 4, Nate Dussel. Zane DeVault finished in second, and Emerson Axum would round out the podium. Oakshade tried to open up with some late models. They were canceled. Paragon Speedway in Indiana, Midwest Thunder 410s. Cody Trammell would get the win. Carson Garrett in second, and Jason Rogers would round out the podium. They also had MMSA mini sprints on hand. Eli Wilhelmus would get the win. Brian Brewer in second, and Brian Strand Jr. would round out the podium. Moving to Wayne County and some 410 sprint cars, Jordan Ryan with the win. Leighton Wagner in second, and Cody Bova would round out the podium. Late models also on hand. Kyle Moore with the win. Rusty Schlink in second, and Dave Hornacle would round out the podium. Moeller Raceway had a power outage. They got some racing in, but they didn't get to the features, so that ended the night. And like I had mentioned earlier, Sunday, April 28th, Kokomo was supposed to host USAC Midgets to get their season rolling, and that was canceled. On a side note, and coming to the end of this race recap, I'm going to get on my soapbox for just a second. There's some other tracks I had listed in the race recap, and I did some searching and checking various things everywhere from my race pass to social media accounts to even their websites, and I couldn't find the podium results for the series they had running. either last night or the night before. I'm recording this on April 28th, so April 26th or April 27th. Some places just don't feel the need to stay on top of that, and I feel like you're missing out if you don't stay on top of that kind of stuff. So hopefully as the season progresses, everybody gets into the swing of things, and that becomes more normal for all tracks. And that's this week's race recap.
Let me talk to you.
This week's talking points, we have to start off with some bad news. For all intents and purposes, it looks like Gas City Speedway will be closing. The Indiana Midweek race that was supposed to be there was moved to Lawrenceburg. We haven't heard anything out of Gas City or, for that matter, Montpelier, both in Indiana. And at this point, it looks like both of those facilities will be at least closed for the 2024 season, possibly longer. Both facilities look like places that, if the right person got a hold of them, they could take over and do well with it, specifically Gas City Speedway. Again, tracks that I would think somebody would be interested in. You just don't know what's out there. We've got a couple tracks coming back in Ohio. I don't see why these tracks couldn't be saved. No official word out there yet. Hopefully, it's just a bump in the road. For now, it doesn't look like 2024 is happening, and who knows beyond. Certainly, if anybody gets their hands on Gas City or Montpelier and needs some help spreading the news, by all means, reach out to me at Dirt Court Jester on X. I'd be more than happy to share the word. Moving on, it's early, but Tyler Courtney has 7 podiums in 10 races. Thanks to Dirt Tracker for the analytics, in the first 10 races of 2024, Sunshine averages a start of 7.2 with an average finish of 3.8. In comparison, looking at the Big Cat Brad Sweet, his average start is 4, which is significantly better, but his average finish is 4.1. So, interesting comparison there. The first race of the season at East Bay, if you guys recall, Courtney started 16th, finished 13th. In the other 9 races, he has been 7th place or higher. Both Tyler Courtney and Brad Sweet are separated right now in the high limit points by 17. Good to see slamming Sammy Swindell back in at 410. I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but he was running with high limit on April 23rd, so awesome to see. Still winning out there, Sammy Swindell. Been seeing him quite a bit here in the 360s, but glad he hopped back in at 410. Sprint Dudes asked on X about the amount of high limit provisionals the night that there were aplenty being dished out. So I went ahead and looked at the rule book. Looking at their 2023 rule book, it noted under Section F, only 2 high limit Sprint Car Series provisional positions will be permitted for each event's A main. And if you look at the 2024 rule book, it's under Section G, and it notes unlimited high limit racing series provisionals will be permitted based on eligibility. So, if you had a lot of high limit guys that for some reason didn't make the A, I guess they could tack onto the back of the field. I'm just not sure how big that field's going to be. Which moves us on to safety, a topic that we always touch on. It's, again, a big topic after the fence issues during the high limit race at Riverside International. The ditch, fence and posts were weak. If you saw any of those wrecks, it was clear. 2 different accidents where the fence was tore up and required repair. And it looked like that repair was being done with sections of cattle fence panel. Not sure how safe that is, but on the eyes, it doesn't look safe at all. And I'm sure we're not the only ones to talk about this. I know other people have talked about it in the past, myself included. Although it seems impossible, I think the only real solution to this is some type of national safety board. Maybe have some kind of overhead and break it down into regions where the oversight could be, obviously we want the cars to be safe, but the track's got to be safe as well. I mean, if we expect drivers and teams to fork out money to be safe, which we certainly want that, you gotta hold the tracks accountable as well. And I know, and going back and forth with some folks on this, I mean, it's hard because everybody's trying to at least break even, if not make couple dollars, and it's difficult to do sometimes. I don't know what the right answer is. I know we're all looking for answers and maybe even wanting to point the finger, but the truth is everybody's got to be able to work together on this because we want safety for everybody, drivers and fans alike. We want the cars to be safe for the drivers, need the tracks to be safe for the drivers and the fans as well. So it's always a topic that's going to be around. It's a topic that's never going to go away and something that we have to continue to talk about until we could find some sort of solution. And lastly, this week on Talking Points, well, once again, Jacob Allen does it. He makes it 3 weeks in a row that he's been the topic of conversation, and the t-shirts are going to fly off the shelf. Jacob announced his weekend plans to a bowl of Fruit Loops and ends his announcement by knocking the box clear across the garage. Funny announcement. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Jacob Allen doing some good stuff here. I'm waiting for the shirts to come out. The collaboration, Jacob Allen and Fruit Loops, Jacob Allen and Toucan Sam. I can't wait to see it because I think they're going to fly off the shelf. And that wraps up our Talking Points.
Woo!
Local news this week, starting out with Attica covering the World of Outlaw membership fees for their top 20 in weekly points who run the World of Outlaw event there at Attica on May 17th. Very cool of Attica to do. Again, we're always talking about those tracks up north, Attica and Fremont, AFCS. They're doing good things up there, and glad to see that it looks like the fans are showing up. Hopefully this continues throughout the season for them. Also on that note, AFCS announces 26 full-time 410 drivers and 29 full-time 305 drivers. So very good numbers there for AFCS. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, USAC Midget Week moved from Gas City to Lawrenceburg on June 5th. Again, just not good news there for Gas City. Hate to see any other tracks close. Good news for Lawrenceburg to pick up that Midget Week race, so we'll see how that turns out. I know there had been some comments that it would probably be a small car count, perhaps based upon the track. Hopefully that's not the case. Jackson County cancels their opener. They still got work that needs to be done. They're getting close. They did quite a bit of work here this past week, but still some things that need to get done. They also announced that they're going to have a free fan night in September, so that's very cool of them to do. In Millstream Speedway, they were working again. Still things that need to be done, but it sounds like they're starting to get down to the smaller stuff, so must be getting closer there at Millstream.
I'm the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Series, teams, tracks, drivers, dirt media. This is your time, and this is your spotlight. The spotlight's on, and this week's spotlight is going to be on Atomic Speedway. Founded in 1953 on the heels of stock car racing by a group of businessmen near Chillicothe, Ohio. The 3/8-mile dirt oval, known presently as Atomic Speedway, in the past as KC Raceway, has seen some changes over the year. Recently, Charlie Vest took over ownership, and he, along with Dave Andrews, have done amazing things since taking over. Atomic's recently got season passes available for the almost 30 dates that they have scheduled, and they've got a lot of stuff. They've already got some racing in, and they've got some big racing to come. They're racing this week, May 4th. Also, moving forward, they're going to have the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and the Extreme Midgets for 2 nights at the end of May, May 24th and 25th. Heck of a show. They've added camping there, so hopefully I can get down there. I haven't been to Atomic yet. I hope to get there this year. Would love to get there for that weekend and even check out the campgrounds while I'm there. Moving into June, on the 15th, Saturday, they're going to have Ohio Sprint Speed Week Championship there. We're going to get into August, where the World of Outlaw late models stop by on August 23rd and 24th. Back-to-back nights with the World of Outlaw late models. In September, The 27th and 28th, Rumble on the Hills Super Dirt Car Series Steel Block Late Models on Friday, September 27th. Super Dirt Car Series USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets 410 Sprint Cars will be there on Saturday, September 28th. October 1st, the night the stars come out, High Limit Racing Lucas Oil Late Models, huge show there, October in Ohio. And finally, October 26th, the Night of Champions, where they wrap up their 2024 season with 410 sprints, late models, sports mods, and 305 sprints. Check out atomicspeedway.net. You can also go to Dirt Tracker Conversation from December 2021, where Justin Fielor speaks with Charlie Vest. Charlie actually talks about using analytics to make a track schedule. Very interesting there. Like I mentioned, Atomic's filling almost 30 days. There's some testing tunes in there, but they tend to come out with big schedules, which you just don't see a whole lot anymore. So really love that, and the fact that he's using analytics to get to that, very interesting to me. You can also check out some stuff from Jeremy Elliott at Sprint Car Unlimited. He's also got some interviews with Charlie Vest. If you get a chance, get to Atomic near Chillicothe, Ohio. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Series, teams, drivers, tracks, dirt media. If you have news you want to get out, hit me up. Remember, at Dirt Court Jester on X. And remember, the spotlight is always on.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh no.
Racing to come. This section seems to be getting longer and longer as we go. Thankfully, more and more tracks are starting to open. We're going to be in the month of May now. So it's a great thing to see. We're going to start with May 1st. High limits at 81 Speedway, while the World of Outlaw sprints are at Jacksonville Speedway. May 2nd, World of Outlaw late models at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. May 3rd, Attica Raceway Park's going to have late models 305s and dirt trucks. Eldora, night 1 of Let's Race 2 with the World of Outlaw 410 sprints. Any USAC non-wing sprints. Hilltop Speedway's got late models and modifieds. Jackson County, if they're able to get going, late models and modifieds. Lima Land opens their season with GLSS 360s, modifieds, and Thunder stocks. Muller Raceway Park has late models and modifieds. Raceway 7 is going to have Rush late models, modifieds. Moving to May 4th, 35 Raceway Park. Ohio IMCA 305 sprints and modifieds. Atomic with 410 sprints and steel block late models, as well as modifieds. Eldora Speedway for Let's Race 2, Night 2. The World of Outlaw sprint cars, USAC non-wing sprints. Fremont Speedway has USAC D2 midgets, 305 sprints. Good Raceway is going to be running. Midway Speedway with late models and modifieds. Muskingum County Speedway, late models. Oakshade Raceway tries to open once again with late models. Wayne County Speedway, Boss, non-wing sprints, late models, modifieds. And moving to May 5th, hopefully getting there for the first time myself. Winchester in Indiana is going to have USAC Silver Crown cars. That's going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening and helping us build this one lap at a time.
Goodbye. Mwah, and good night, bang.
Thanks for listening to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a shout out. Let your friends know on X and YouTube as well at Dirt Court Jester. And we hope to see you guys at the track.